All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are live with Johnny Wimbrey. Want to welcome everybody out. This is your opportunity to share. What's up, Instagram? I'm going live on Instagram. I want to show my following on Instagram what's going on. Stand by, guys. We'll get this party started in about 60 seconds from right now. Do your last minute invites, do your last minute shares to your private groups and your private chats and all that good stuff. Stand by. Shout outs from all over the world. Where are you guys tuning in from? Let me see if I can get my chats up. Let's see. All right. We got Baltimore in the building. What's up? Right back at you. Good afternoon. Here they go. Montreal, Bermuda, Atlanta, Jamrock, that's Jamaica, Kingston, Los Angeles, South Africa, Cyprus is in the building. Man. South Africa, Romania, Oakland, H-Town, Georgia. Man, we are just all over the place right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to go live. Give me 1 second and we will get this party started. I got to turn off the chats. I see you, Mansfield, Texas. I see you, Houston, Jacksonville, Florida, South Carolina, United Kingdom, Michigan, Mobile, Alabama, South Africa, Antioch, Illinois, United Kingdom again, South Africa, Gainesville, Boston, France is in the house. Cayman Islands is in the house. Cape Coral, Florida. Ireland is in the house. I got some Irish blood. I'll tell you guys about that later. Jamaica, Bronx, South Africa, Canada. We are good to go. Let's get it, guys. Let's get it. Welcome to the live presentation here with iBuumerang. For those of you who are tuning in from all over the world, I believe that we will have well over 1,000 people participating live right now. And the next 24 hours, this presentation will be seen by tens of thousands of individuals because you thought enough about them to share an incredible opportunity. My name is Johnny Wimbrey. I am in the Dallas-Fort Worth area in the United States of America. And I'm slowing down just a little bit because I know that we are translating in different languages around the world. So I want to be respectful to the translators. Like I said, my name is Johnny Wimbrey. I'm in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We just had a huge thunderstorm come in, so I can hear it outside. Prayerfully, we won't have any distractions or any interruptions. But again, this is your opportunity to share this with individuals. We are live right now on Zoom. We are live on Facebook, on iBuumerang Facebook. We're live on my Instagram channel at Wimbrey. We're just live all over the place. We want you to invite people to see what we're about. I'm going to talk a little bit about myself just for about maybe 60 seconds, and I want to jump into the reason that we are here and the reason I was chosen to be here. I am a serial entrepreneur. I teach entrepreneurial on a global scale. With or without the opportunity that you are about to see, this is what I do. I teach people the land of entrepreneurialism, the importance of entrepreneurialism. And out of all the industries that I teach on, from real estate to day trading, stock markets, whatever it is, when you go to these seminars, I'm the guy on stage speaking. I've shared the stage with some of the greatest speakers and talents on the planet, whether it be stage or done projects through Zoom and social media, starting with anywhere, my mentor, Mr. Les Brown. I've, spoke at the MLM GoPro with Eric Worre. I've spoken and done projects with Grant Cardone, the late, great Jim Rohn. I've had the honor and pleasure of speaking in person at the Zig Ziglar Training Institute. While Zig Ziglar was still alive, I was invited on 2 occasions to speak to his employees. And even with all that being said, to speak on platforms around the world, sharing with global giants. But entrepreneurialism is my baby. Entrepreneurialism is my baby. And I teach it with a level of excitement, probably more than I teach anything else when it comes to personal development. And there's a reason. I believe that home-based businesses gives the power back to the people. And, you look at the climate of what we're experiencing and what we're going through right now. Prayers out to every single one who has been affected with your families, my families, and so forth and beyond. It's hit my family directly. It has hit my extended family directly. And even some of my business partners in iBuumerang have been hit directly. And with all that being said, I can say this. With everything that's going on, even with my business partners, without having a home-based business, without having residual income, we would be affected quite differently. And I'm going to share some information with you right now that is not necessarily an endorsement of iBuumerang or, and as a matter of fact, let me give you a disclosure. The information I'm about to share with you right now is a Johnny Wimbrey opinion or Johnny Wimbrey fact or Johnny Wimbrey personal research. This does not reflect the opinions or the thinking or even maybe the following and teaching of iBuumerang. But I want to share something with you that would move me right now, and I love keeping it real with people and being super honest with people. And this is this. When I joined the industry of home-based business, I was 25 years old. Right now, I'm looking at you right now. I'm 45 years old with a head full of hair. For those of you who may not know me, I normally shave my head. I haven't shaved my head in over 4 weeks. I am participating to the extreme of being at home. My family and I, we have made the decision to participate with social distancing to the extreme. And here's why. I want to be respectful for the individuals out there that I could possibly affect. And I'm not sick. My family's safe. Thank God. We don't have anything going on right now, but we are practicing social distance. And even with all that being said, we are prospering, not just me, my team, organizations around the world, my business partners here in iBuumerang. We are prospering in the midst of a global epidemic. And I'm going to share with you why and the reasoning. But I'm going to go back to when I was 25 years old. A friend of mine called me. His name was Dan Hernandez. Dan Hernandez was an ex-police officer at the time. We were both in our 20s, and he called me, and we sold home security systems together. So this is kind of like the regular life of Johnny Wimbrey. If I made $50,000 when I was 25 years old, I would have to do the exact same thing the next year and even harder to make more money. And then I would do it again, and I would do it again. I've always been interested in residual income. So Dan Hernandez calls me and he says, hey man, I want you to check something out. I'm going to send you a link to a website. Now, this is the year 2000. This is the year 2000. So he's sending me a website in the year 2000. I want you to understand, Amazon is new. eBay is new. Priceline.com is new. All these global entities, they are new, they are emerging, and they're absolutely soaring at this particular time. So when Dan Hernandez told me he had a website and he wanted to send me a link to see a presentation, I'll be honest with you, I was jealous. I'm 25 years old. I don't have a website. How did you get a website, Dan Hernandez? You sell home security systems. I sell home security systems. How did you get a website and I don't have one? So I went to go look at his website just pure out of jealousy and wondering what this guy is doing. And that's the true fact. When I went to the website, I clicked a video, and it probably was like a flash video back in those days. It wasn't even a true PowerPoint presentation or anything like that. It was just an audio with images, and it said this, and I remember it like it was yesterday, and Holton Bugs will appreciate this. It said, the internet's going to create more millionaires this year than any other source in the world. Bill Gates says there's going to be two types of businesses, those on the internet and those who are going out of business. Now, I want you to imagine something. I'm 25 years old. I'm selling home security systems. I'm in debt. I'm at home. I get this message from Dan. He sends me a link. I'm watching this video, and I'm the guy. I'm a licensed insurance agent. I'm licensed by the Department of Private Investigators for the state of Texas because I sold and designed home security systems as well. So I'm licensed with the Texas Department of Insurance, and I'm licensed with the Texas Department of Private Investigators because I sell home security systems. And here I am, top salesperson. And this guy sends me a link. He's not the top salesperson. So why does he know this before me? The internet's going to create more millionaires this year than any other source in the world. That was the year 2000 when I heard that for the first time. Bill Gates says there's going to be two types of businesses, those on the internet and those who are going out of business. I'm 25 when I hear that. Those words at the age of 25, here I am 20 years later. I've done over $1 billion in global revenue in home-based businesses since that one day that Dan sent me a link. Why am I sharing that with you? I was the negative person. I was the person that was licensed insurance agent. I'm still licensed today. I was a licensed with the Department of Private Investigators in the state of Texas to sell home security systems. So I'm licensed. I don't want to be in a home-based business. I don't want to join one of those deals. I have respect I'm licensed, but I was in debt. I'm licensed. I'm a top earner in sales. I had a regional vice president contract with an insurance firm, which means the percentages that I made on selling health and life insurance were double or triple what anybody else was selling. And I could recruit other agents and build agencies. Professional. But I was negative against anything that distracted me. And I was broke. How can you be negative and broke when it comes to opportunity? How can you be negative with a closed mind when it comes to opportunity and you're broke? That was me at 25. Now I sit before you today. I've helped over 30 people make over $1 million in the network marketing industry. And I want to share with you, out of all the companies that I could brand my name with, that I can align myself with, I chose iBuumerang, and you're going to understand why in just a second. I want you to understand something. I don't own iBuumerang, although I act like I do. I don't have any shares in iBuumerang, although I act like I do. I am not the president. I don't sit on the staff. I don't sit on the board of advisors, although I act like I do. Because I take ownership in this opportunity, because what I'm seeing happen in the lives of individuals around the world, just like you. They were invited to see a presentation, and 6 weeks later, their life has been changed forever. And you're going to see the reality of why in just a second. But before I jump into this, I want you to understand the same thing that I heard at 25 is still true today. The internet will create more millionaires this year and for the last 20 years than any other source in the world. There's no other source. You understand, the internet is not an industry, it's a source. There's no other source on the planet this year and for the last 20 years consecutively that has created more first-time millionaires every year other than the source of the internet and technology. So here's number one. I believe in home-based businesses. I believe in it. I don't criticize any other company unless they're lying and manipulate people. I run and I will listen. I will sound the alarm on those type of companies because it gives the entire industry a bad name. Are there companies out there that I would never align myself with? I would never say their name. I would never speak at any of their conferences. Absolutely, because I know for a fact they're not doing the right thing by the people. Or they may be representing something or misrepresenting something on the emotions of individuals. And you can see why iBuumerang is not that company. As a matter of fact, iBuumerang in 2019, which happened to be the very same year we launched, I want that to sit in for a second. The very year that we launched in 2019, we launched in 2019. Are you getting what I'm saying? In 2019, we were the fastest growing home-based business opportunity on the planet. So listen, if you're going to get involved with the home-based business, it better be technology driven. Why? Because Bill Gates said it 20 years ago, and it's still true today. The internet will create more first-time millionaires every year than any other source on the planet. It's a source. The internet, technology, data, that's the source. And now you're about to see why we are super excited about the opportunity that we have our hands on called iBuumerang. Now, this is the disclaimer, and this is sidetracking from Johnny Wimbrey's rant. And now I want to get into the absolute presentation of why we are here. Here's our disclaimer. Listen, guys, iBuumerang cannot and will not make any guarantees about your ability to get results or earn any money with our program information or tools. The bottom line is, as you're reading this, here's what I want to tell you. What you put into any opportunity, not just iBuumerang, that's what you're going to get out. If you join a gym and you never go back, you cannot blame the gym. You cannot say the gym didn't work. You cannot call the gym a scam. You cannot say the gym took advantage of me. No, you didn't go back. You didn't plug into the trainings. You didn't plug into the information and the systems that were put in place to help you become healthy at the gym. The exact same thing happens here in iBuumerang and any other opportunity on the planet. What you put into this business is what you will get out. Will it happen fast for you like it happens fast for other people? I don't know. Some of you will join and build faster than many people who joined 6 weeks ago. So It's based on the energy and how coachable you are and how you stay close to the fire and the trainings that we have in place. So it's time for network marketing to evolve, home-based businesses to evolve. The time is out where, you know, and I like to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Excuse me for my rants, but I like giving presentations that I would want to watch. I like giving presentations that would move me. The time is over for this. I'm not saying you can't be in a company that represents this and not make money. I'm simply saying with where we are right now in today's time, I have people making money from home using technology, not shipping product out. This is the dinosaur. Ask Amazon. Ask Amazon, who sells probably millions upon millions of bottles of water a week around the world. Ask them, do they manufacture water or water bottles? They're in the business using technology to connect you to the source of the individuals who are manufacturing water. So are the companies who are manufacturing water making money? Yes, you better believe it. But is Amazon making money not having to invest in the manufacturing of a product? Yes. Same thing with Uber. How many cars do you think Uber owns that are on the streets right now picking people up? 0. Why? Uber is an access point. Lyft is an access point. Priceline.com is an access point. Are you starting to get what I'm saying? Am I starting to catch your attention? If you are in business at home, in a home-based business, and you are not using technology as an access point, you are already behind the ball. Can you be successful? Absolutely, you can be successful. But I tell you what, you can't deliver water to my house right now. You're not going to deliver no pills and potions and lotions to my house right now. And I'm not insulting those companies. I'm just talking about the time that we are in right now. As a matter of fact, you know what my pet peeve right now, as we are dealing with everything going on in the world, my pet peeve is junk mail that comes to my mailbox. What makes you think I want to touch that junk mail, those magazines, those advertisements? I don't want to touch that. I want my real mail, but stop the junk mail. You're putting my family in danger with junk mail that I didn't ask for. This is why home-based business opportunities, in terms of you having to go out and sell a product and convince people that it's going to save their life, your juice, your water, your pills, your lotion, your makeup, you can still be successful. But you better believe that everybody on the planet is saying, who touched that box? How do I know these pills weren't touched? That's just the climate that we're in. So with all that being said, even without what we're dealing with on a global scale, if you're going to be in business, if you're going to have a home-based business, I would encourage you to find something, even if it's not iBuumerang, find something in technology. Now, why did I choose iBuumerang? Because it's time for the network marketing industry to evolve. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And you'll see the heart and the passion of our owner and founder, Mr. Holton Buggs, as I'm going through this. First-class consumer experiences for customers. Success without having to sell for ambassadors. I'm an ambassador of iBuumerang. Every single person who joins as a business entity in iBuumerang, we are ambassadors. Our job as an ambassador is to expose people to the fact that iBuumerang exists. That's our only job. It's not our job to convince you to join. As a matter of fact, this presentation is not designed to convince you to join iBuumerang. This presentation is designed to expose to you that we exist, we're real, and we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. If you want to sit on the sidelines and think about it for the next 90 days, guess what? We'll be here in 90 days. But when's the best time to get on an airplane? When it's on the ground or in the air? On the ground. We officially launched September 1st, 2019. We did a soft launch this time last year in March in 2019. The official launch was September 1st, 2019. So here we are about 6 months later, and we've already created our first $1 million commission earner. We were the fastest growing home-based business on the planet in 2019 the year we did a soft launch. We didn't launch until September. Listen, I can't guarantee you anything and nobody can guarantee you anything, but I've never seen an opportunity that looks as if it's guaranteed to go the distance the way iBuumerang is, and it's because the statue of the company, the posture of the company, and the thinking of iBuumerang. The difference between being the thinking of a Blockbuster's rental movie company and Netflix. The rest of the industry is Blockbusters. iBuumerang is Netflix, and you're about to see why. Network marketing from the, think about it. Taking network marketing from the taxi cab era. Like, listen, if I say taxi cab right now out loud in any language around the world, it's already dating my mindset. It's dating my ability to think beyond technology. Why? Because if I say taxi, I'm not saying technology. You guys get what I'm saying? I want you to think about that as I progress. We're moving with technology where customers can pay more and only strong recruiters win. Listen, normally that's the facts. Normally that's the truth. In network marketing, it's designed for the strong salespeople, the person who can convince you to switch your water, the person who can convince you to switch your makeup, the person who can convince you to switch install a water filter, the person who can convince you that if you're not taking my product, you're going to die. Everybody can't do that. Everybody can't do what top recruiters do. That time is over, guys. That time is over. Move into the modern era of home-based businesses. And what do I mean by that? The modern era of home-based businesses is a technology to help ambassadors succeed. What are we? We are ambassadors. Why do I say ambassadors? Because we champion the cause to spread the opportunity of iBuumerang like nothing we've ever spread before. That is the clear definition of an ambassador. Why? Because our founder, he doesn't want us selling anything. He wants us to point people to the direction of iBuumerang, expose the fact that we exist, and then let the systems do the work. What you're looking at right now is our visionary leader. This is Mr. Holton Buggs. He's the CEO and chairman of iBuumerang. In 1990, he made less than $500 a month for the first 7 years as an independent distributor in network marketing. So he's been involved with home-based businesses since 1990. But he's never made more than $500 a month for his first 7 years. Moving on to 1997, he developed a formula and system to achieve rapid success. In 2009, record-breaking earnings and sales in the last 10 years supported over 45 people to earn over $1 million in his company, in his team. Now here we are, March 2019, he founded iBuumerang. Now listen, that's somebody I can follow. Not only, please excuse me for saying this, in his mind, was he a massive failure early on as a distributor. You would say failure. Most people would say failure. Anybody who makes $500 less than $500 a month after 7 years of doing something, some people would say, man, go get a real job. This guy used all of those experiences that he wouldn't trade for the world. He would not change that for the world to build him into the man that he is today to operate the fastest growing network marketing home-based business company on the planet that launched in 2019. That's our visionary. That's our visionary, Mr. Holton Buggs. And here you got the all-star cast. I'm looking over here because I got a TV over here, I got a monitor over here. You got Holton Buggs, T. Gray, Mark Kitcart. You got David Manning, the CEO Extreme Travel, Peter Hirsch, Edwin Haynes, our global master ambassador, and Lori Spears, the director of travel. Guys, this is an all-star cast lineup. I've never, ever seen a lineup like this with a company that's in its infinite stages. Holton Buggs did not go out and find executives to build with and become successful. He went out and got the best of the best that are already out there and paid them top-notch salaries to be a part of iBuumerang to make sure that we're not just taking liftoff, we're taking liftoff, but we're going in the right direction under the safety of all of our executives. How will we bring this vision to the world? Well, it all starts with the perpetual residual income builder, which is called the PRIB. Now, listen, I really want you to understand and just go with me on this. And I'm going to slow down this because this right here is the heartbeat of our opportunity. This is the heartbeat of the opportunity. We're going to talk about some super exciting things, but I don't want you to get so excited that you forget about the heartbeat of the opportunity. The heartbeat of the opportunity is the PRIB, P-R-I-B, Perpetual Residual Income Builder. Think about all the individuals who are home right now. For the first time in the world, since the existence of my life in 45 years, in the existence of anything that I can research in any history book on the planet, for the first time on the planet, the entire world is saying, stay home and stay safe. When's the best time to start a home-based business? When people are thinking being at home. The best time to sell ice cream is when people are thinking it's hot. The best time to, sell water when you're at an event that's going to make people thirsty. You guys understand what I'm saying? So think like an entrepreneur. When is the best time to roll out and teach people and expose people to the possibilities of being in the strongest home-based business on the planet? When's the best time to do that? It's a home-based business. So if the best time to do a home-based business is at home and everybody is at home, this, my friends, is the best time that I can imagine or even have ever heard of in history to share a home-based business with somebody. Why? Because they are at home. They're scared. They're nervous. They don't know if they're going to have a job. And for the first time, you have hundreds of millions of people at home wishing they would have started a home-based business 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Why? Because of residual income. While I'm speaking to you right now, and I'm not saying this bragging, I'm speaking to you right now. I joined iBuumerang in November. I'm sorry, I joined early on, the very first day of launch, but I didn't make my public announcement that I was a part of iBuumerang until November the 2nd of 2019. So that's only about 5 or 6 months ago. Today, while I'm talking to you, this very second, while I'm confined in my home, while I'm safe in my home, safe with my family, at this very second, just like I hope you're safe with your family. Because of iBuumerang, I am literally creating residual income right now while I'm talking to you in Singapore. Right now, while I'm talking to you in Sydney, Australia, I'm making residual income. Because of the PRIB and what you're looking at right now, I'm making money in Texas, New York, London, England, Cyprus, the Czech Republic, Greece, Romania, and I can keep going on and on and on. Jamaica, Sweden, several countries around the world. How's that possible? It's the perpetual residual income builder. The word perpetual says it all. When most companies are taking a dive right now, and I'm praying for those companies, I'm not criticizing. When many corporations are taking a dive right now, many of our people, their income is going up. Why? Perpetual residual income builder. This is the heartbeat of the opportunity. As I move forward, we're going to talk about some exciting things, but do not get away from the heartbeat. So the PRIB, the data analytics, it's artificial intelligence, is a world-class people power. How can the PRIB support you? And that's what you should be asking yourself. How can the PRIB support you? Well, the customers, selling, following up, upselling. The PRIB does all this for us. Welcome, the orientation, training, upgrade, events, retention. The PRIB does all this for you. Never have I seen a home-based business opportunity where the founder and CEO of the company says, do not talk to your customers. Hold on, wait, what? I've been teaching entrepreneurialism for over 20 years. I've made over 30 to $40 million in commissions with home-based businesses. I've helped over 30 people make over $1 million in the network marketing industry. What do you mean don't talk to your customers? Johnny, don't talk to your customers. but I'm good at selling. Johnny, if you want this to work, don't talk to your customers. But I can convince them to buy more product. Johnny, don't talk to your customers. Let us talk to your customers. I said, hold on, I don't understand. Why are you telling me, Mr. Edwin Haynes, not to talk to my customers? He said, because you don't understand the PRIB yet. And when you understand the PRIB, you'll understand why I say don't talk to your customers. He said, do you remember how Amazon started? Yeah, when Amazon started, within a year or two of me knowing that Amazon existed, that happened to be the same time where I joined the network marketing industry. I was 25 years old in the year 2000, and they just went public. I know Amazon. He said, Johnny, what did they start out with? Didn't take me long to think about it, but I actually forgot. They started out exclusively with only books. Why? Because Mr. Bezos says, if we know what people are reading, we can study their habits of what they like. We could build an algorithm for the next 5 to 10 years to learn our customers, our free customers. Free customers is the key word. Our free customers, we're going to learn their habits for the next 5 to 10 years, and then we're going to sell them what they want. By reading books, they learned us. Do you really think Amazon cares if you can read or not? It's not about caring if you can read. They're targeting people who do read so they can study our habits and create a system where you don't have to talk to your customers, where they don't have to talk to you. The system is designed to learn you. We don't have to talk to you if we're learning you by giving you a product, by giving you a service that you're excited about, and we're learning you as you are getting into that service. Our first service, our front door to the PRIB, is travel. Now I want to slow down on this and I want you to understand. We could have picked any industry. But remember I said that Bill Gates said that the internet will create more first-time millionaires this year than any other source in the world. He said that in the year 2000 or 1999. And it's still true to this day, 20 years later. But what he didn't say was, what he couldn't predict was that travel would actually be the largest industry in the world 2 decades later. As I'm talking to you right now, travel is the largest industry in the world. If you add pharmaceuticals, oil and gas, and food, if you add those 3 industries together, they still don't equal what travel does on an annual basis. And think about it. Even with everything that we are experiencing right now on the global planet, travel still will be the largest industry in the world. And I'll explain why in just a minute. So we start with travel. Why? Amazon starts with books. Amazon says, listen, don't talk to our customers. We're going to build a system to communicate with our customers. We're going to build a system to learn what they want. And eventually we're going to sell them those things. Our free customers. Holton Bugg says, let's use the sexiest product on the planet. Books are nice, but if we can study the habits of our free customers and we study where they travel, we study where they're eating, we study what they love to go do, the PRIB will build an algorithm to market to your free customers, and everything that they consume in the technology in the bubble of the PRIB pays you a commission on a free customer or gives you points that you can convert and use to go travel on a free customer. Now, let's rewind this thing back. At the time of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg was the youngest billionaire on the planet. Youngest billionaire on the planet. How did he become the youngest billionaire on the planet? Point at yourself. We did it. He became the youngest billionaire on the planet off the efforts of free people having fun. The number one thing that's posted on Facebook at the time were pictures of people and their experiences. The number one thing posted on Facebook when he was the youngest billionaire on the planet, people were taking pictures of themselves traveling and having experiences. We're studying people who are traveling and their experiences, and we're financially incentivizing them to go do more of it. We created the world's youngest billionaire for free. And he distracted us because we're having fun. It was fun posting. It was fun commenting. But did you make any money? No. Did you even expect to make money? No. Who makes money on free customers? Who makes money on free members? We're just having fun. This is free. We don't need to make money. Distract us with fun. iBuumerang is the first home-based business on the planet that's going to pay you to distract people with fun. The first thing that we're putting inside the Prib, we're leading with the Prib, is travel. We're going to learn our free customers' habits as they travel. Now, let's get into the good stuff. To justify why we chose travel, I already talked about it just a little bit, but travel is an $8 trillion a year industry, 8 trillion with a T. If you look at Asia, 6 billion, Europe, 4.8 billion a day, United States, 2.8 billion a day, Latin America, 953 million a day, Africa, $487 million a day spent on travel. But what most people don't know is there's only 2 online booking engines that control the entire travel space on the planet. It's Booking Holdings and Expedia Group. You look at Booking.com, you would think to yourself, they're competing with Kayak. No, their parent company is the same. If you look at Priceline, you would think they're competing with Expedia. No, company's the same. Parent companies are the same. These 2 companies and the other 45 websites they own book over $190 billion in 2018 in travel. Same retail prices and markup. Everything's the same. It's just who are the free loyal customers more loyal to? That's who they're going to book with. Booking Holdings doesn't care if you use Kayak or Booking.com. It's still them. Expedia doesn't care if you use Priceline or Expedia. It's still them. Here's the difference. Why would your free customers come to us? Because we're financially incentivizing them to save money. We're financially incentivizing you to help them save money. Here's an example. On our iGo platform, which is iBoomerang's public platform that's only available to the free customers. You can't even see these prices unless somebody throws you a boomerang, hence the name of the company, Boomerang. You throw something back, good. You throw a boomerang, what's supposed to happen? It comes back, right? So when you throw a boomerang, it's supposed to come back to you. When it comes back to you, it comes back to you in goodwill. Why? Here's an example. Here's the Expedia platform, $339 per night, same hotel, same everything, same time, same everything. On the iGo platform, $178 nightly. Keyword, $161 in savings average a night. Keyword is savings. I want you to focus on the savings of the individual, not the savings that they book. Focus on the difference of the savings, because we pay our ambassadors when our free customers save money. You want me to repeat that? Sounds crazy, right? We pay our ambassadors when their free customers save money. So that $161 is what I want you to focus on, the savings. Look at the next one, Paris, France, 4-star hotel, $440 on Travelocity. The savings on iGo is $310 per night. Keyword is savings. I'll talk to you about it in just a minute. New York City car rental, $392 total on rentalcars.com. On iGo, savings, $171. You see that email? This is actually our founder, Holton Buggs. Thank you for booking with us. Please find your reservation below. I saw this in person. I showed him mine too, because we booked right around the same time. And it shows you the savings. Why are the savings important? We'll talk about that in just a second. Imagine every time one of your free customers save money, that's how you get paid. You can't get paid on your free customers unless they're saving money on travel. So we have to help them save money so our ambassadors can get paid. I've never seen or heard of anything like this on the planet other than free customer websites that will never pay anybody a referral fee. We pay referral fees to our ambassadors. Your 5-star lifestyle at 3-star prices. The core services are hotels, rental cars, cruises, flights, homes, weekend getaways, marketplace, timeshare owners, additional services, shore excursions. Remember, we're studying our customers. We're studying the free customers. So when they go on shore excursions, we know where they went. When they go to theme parks, we know what time of the year, when they get there, what time. Outdoor activities, shopping, playing golf, wine, gift cards, restaurants. We know where you're eating. We're studying your habits. And for the next 3 to 5 years, we're building an algorithm that's studying your free customers for life. And you get paid when they consume. You guys understand what I'm saying? You're getting paid off free customers that you don't have to babysit, that we don't want you talking to. The Prib talks to your free customers for you. iGo Ambassador platform. Here's an example. Savings 41%. This is the iGo platform. The savings $424 on this one booking in Cancun. $212 right next to it. Same everything, guys. Do you guys see what I'm saying? You see what's going on? We're incentivizing our customers, and the only way you can become a customer is somebody throws you a boomerang. So I have about 121 customers right now on the books. I've thrown 121 boomerangs out there, and 121 people became free customers. Why would they continue to be faithful customers? Because we got the best savings. Remember, all the other companies are in business to make money on the booking of travel. That's not our business model. Our business model is to not become, a billion-dollar giant in the travel space because of the revenue that we're creating for the company. We're going to create that revenue for free customers, but the only way they'll continue to come is if they're saving money. And the only way we get paid off our free customers is if they are saving money. Do you kind of see how the motivation has to work on both sides? We've got to be motivated to get the best prices so we can pay our ambassadors commissions when our free customers save. When our free customers save, they become more faithful to the platform. And we're learning their habits at the exact same time. So here's an example. 50% is paid out to referring ambassadors as direct travel savings bonus. We call it direct travel savings bonus. Every month on the 20th of the month, we get our residual income. And when that residual income hits, we can print out, we can go look at it, and we can see how much money we made from people who booked travel based on the savings and what we made. 35% of that is converted to commissions, and it's paid upline to the individuals who are above you. So they are motivated and incentivized to help you build at the exact same time, because they're going to make a small commission that could turn into big commissions on your customers as well. So we're motivated to help you get customers, because your customers become our customers. That's where the network marketing spend comes from. Networking. You tell somebody who tells somebody who tells somebody who tells somebody about Facebook, how much money did you make? You tell somebody who tells somebody who tells somebody who tells somebody about a rideshare company, how much money did you make? You tell somebody who tells somebody who tells somebody who tells somebody about why they should get on Instagram, how much money did you make? Close your eyes. That's how much money you made. Nothing. So for the first time in the history of network marketing, on free customers, you're incentivized to go get more free customers, because we're going to pay you on every single one of them when they start consuming. All right. Customer acquisition model, just to give you an example of what happens. And again, this is just an example, but it's based on real numbers when it comes to the industry. Travel savings bonuses. Let's say this is you. Travel savings bonuses, let's say you get $3,000. Here's how it happens. The average total annual savings of one customer for an annual savings is $600. So let's just say you have 10 customers. You have 10 free customers that you threw boomerangs to, and those 10 customers did an average of $600. They did an average of what the average people do when they book travel. And let's just say the annual savings of $600, that's total of $6,000 in savings on your free customers. So what happens to you? Circle back to the other side. your travel savings bonuses would be $3,000 on free customers. Free customers. Now, I want to talk about our very first vertical of the Prib since we rolled it out with travel. One of the fastest growing segments of travel is the rideshare industry. Now, think about this. What if you could make money to have drivers on the road? Not only that, our first vertical going into the Prib is going to be Vibe Rides. We've already launched Vibe Rides in Houston, Texas, I believe Dallas, Texas, as well as South Florida and Orlando. There's no question. Vibe Rides will be a global rideshare company. Why? Because I know Holton Bugs. We're the fastest growing home-based business in 2019. And we're just now introducing our first vertical outside of travel, which is Vibe Rides. Imagine the rideshare industry, the timing's right. The timing's right because never has an average individual had an opportunity to be commissioned on helping people become a rideshare customer. If I refer people, and I'm sure hundreds of people have a rideshare app because of me, referring somebody who refers somebody who refers somebody, and so forth and so on. Because they see me doing ride shares, it builds their faith, and they download the app and start doing ride shares. Guess how much money I've made on helping people download an app for the last 5 to 10 years in the rideshare space? Zero. And I'm very faithful. I've used rideshare all over the world, from Rome to Singapore. I mean, just all over the world, I've used rideshare. 98 million rideshare passengers right now on this planet. 5.3 million drivers and growing. How much money have you made by someone who's a driver because of you? Maybe they saw you download the app. Maybe you posted a picture. Maybe you said something that made them want to know more information, and you made zero. The rideshare industry right now, $24.4 billion. 1.2 trillion in the transportation space. Rideshare is the fastest growing segment of that space. So here's the point. The point is, with or without our permission, this industry is absolutely taking over. So why not be a friend of the trend? The difference is we pay you. Some people call this R square. I'm going to call it R3 because it just makes me seem like I invented it myself if I say that. So you have 3 ways to earn. And this is the next generation is going to be Vibe Rides. Why? Because you could choose your vibe. Our customers get to choose their vibe, choose their station they want to listen to, choose how hot, how cold, male or female driver, woman power. This is designed for the ultimate level of safety for our customers and passengers around the world. And there's 3 ways to earn. You can earn when you drive. So me as an ambassador in iBuumerang, I can also become a driver. Just like I would with any other service, I download the app and I can become a driver. But more importantly, when I recruit other drivers, when I tell other people about the new rideshare company that's taken the world by storm, and they become a driver, I benefit when they take drives. Earn when others drive, earn when your customers ride. Imagine you being able to talk to your family members and friends who are already in the rideshare space. Imagine you walking up to somebody and you saying, listen, and I do this in every ride that I take in rideshare. Every ride that I take in rideshare as we were building this platform. And I want you to understand something. Johnny Wimbrey is not a part of iBuumerang today because of what it is today. It's a ground floor opportunity. Yes, we are the fastest growing home-based business in the world in 2019. Yes, in March of 2020, and I want you to understand something. In March of 2020 was my worst year in life to experience in terms of what the world is going through. I'm 45 years old. I can say this without even thinking. March 2020 was the absolute worst year of reality on this planet that I have lived in terms of seeing what's going on a global basis. In the midst of the worst year or the worst month in the history of me being born. And I want you to understand, I lived in battered women's shelters as a kid. I was homeless as a child. I was born around gangs and violence and drugs. I was exposed to a lot of things as a young, in my youth. So I went through hell in my youth. Nothing compares to the reality that I had to live and you had to live in March 2020. And now we're in April of 2020. Let me tell you something. In March 2020, I had more new success stories in my team than I had in February of 2020. I had more new success stories in iBuumerang in March 2020 than I had in January 2020, than I had in December 2019, than I had in November of 2019. March on record, I saw more people elevating in iBuumerang. There are people who couldn't even spell iBuumerang 30 days ago that made money in iBuumerang in the last 30 days, record-breaking growth. Why? People are at home. Why are there thousands of people watching this right now? Because it's not hard to get people to see a presentation on a Saturday because the world is at home. So while the world is at home, people like us are teaching you how to prosper and expand and empower people to become home-based business owners, to empower people to take this opportunity while they're at home to start getting their life back and them taking control in the driver's seat. Hence, where we're headed with the Vibe Rides. Here's an example, $100 fare breakdown, $100 fare breakdown. We know that the average fare, depending on where you live, if you're in New York, the average fare may be $15 US. If you're in Texas like me, the average fare may be like 30 or 40 US because we have a lot more space and we drive further. But here's an example, what happens to you when you really join and get involved with iBuumerang. And as we are growing and building in the future, what to look forward to with Vibe Rides. If you go to the vertical to the left, let's just say you're the driver. The driver did a $100 fare, they would get $75. That's the driver. Okay. Now remember, that same driver can make money when they're not driving. For the first time in the history of rideshare, drivers can make money when they're not driving. Why? The person who referred that driver made $3 on that ride. So who do you think knows the most social drivers, the most rideshare drivers out there? People who are already part of rideshare programs. They know the other ones. They go to the conventions. They go to the meetups. They have organizations in their local area, so they know who they are. So if you know somebody who's active and they're passionate about ride shares, you need to ask them this question. Do you make money when you're not driving? And I'm like, no, nobody does until now. Because you could see the person who referred that driver made $3. And then there's another $3 that go into a drive share pool. That's on the rider side. I mean, on the driver side. Let's go to the rider side on the vertical to the right. The rider, let's say I have a free customer who downloads the app and they become a free customer with Vibe Rides. $100 fare, I would make $3 because I referred that individual. And then there's a ride share pool. And it also pays upline and commissions throughout your organization. Based on your rank, you get paid more. Guys, I've never heard or seen anything like this before in my life, and it's absolutely amazing. So the question is, do you boomerang? The answer is, I hope you do after this. Yes, I hope you boomerang after this. The Boomerang Smart Code. Give your code, get a customer, driver, rider, all code recipients, go to igoboom.com. Codes are smart. It will take your customers to the right landing page. So I have my own code. So when I send a rider to my code, they're automatically linked to me. When they join Vibe Rides, when they join iBuumerang, it's automatically linked to me, and anything that they do, I will be compensated on it. And so will you for the people that you invite and you bring into this opportunity. I would be willing to bet that 90% of the people who are watching me right now, you know more drivers than I know. I probably take more rides than most people take, but there's no question. You definitely know more drivers than I know. So what are you waiting on? If you don't get them, I will. If you don't get them, we will. So if you know first, why not take that first mover's advantage and just start asking every driver you know, do you make money when you're not driving? Just simply ask that question. They're going to say, obviously, no. And then you ask them, how would you like to? This is how we're going to build the fastest growing rideshare company on the planet, because for the first time ever, free customers we get paid on. Drivers who get free customers, we get paid on that too. Drivers who recruit other drivers, we get paid on that too. Drivers who are taking rides, we get paid on that too. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right now, the rideshare industry is booming. But are you making money? No, we're spending money. So for the first time, a home-based business, technology-driven company wants to show you how to make money on free customers around the world. Now, here's an example of a fast start accelerating bonus that we just implemented in the last 60 to 90 days. And I want you to understand something. This was a game changer for my commissions and many of people's commissions that are watching right now. Not only do we already have the absolute most lucrative compensation plan I've ever seen in my life, when this was implemented, it just took it to a whole nother level. Think about this. If you are in a home-based business company that has to manufacture products, that's cost. Think like an entrepreneur right now. Let the excitement level come down. I know you're excited. Let the excitement level come down just a little bit and think like an entrepreneur. If I'm in a home-based business company and they have a manufacturing plant, they have guidelines and rules that they have to government agencies that regulate all of their products that are consumable. If it goes in your mouth, that's a consumable product. If it goes on your skin, that's a consumable product. If it goes in your hair, that's a consumable product. If it goes in your face, that's a consumable product, which means there's scientists involved, which means there's government regulatory agencies that are involved, which means there's manufacturing plants that are involved. That's cost. So why can iBuumerang afford to pay more money than all these other home-based business companies for the exact same amount of volume? How can we do that? Well, we don't pay to refurbish cruise ships. We're not paying for the next fleet of airline jets that come out with American Airlines, with British Airways, with Tahitian Airline, Qantas, South Africa Airlines. We're not out of pocket when they have to refurbish those planes. We're not out of pocket when Marriott Resort has to refurbish their resorts. We're not out of pocket in any of our product. We're not out of pocket because we're not going to go buy cars. The drivers already have cars. The resorts already have resorts. So if we're not spending our money on keeping up the product, because our partners spend that money for us. American Airlines does that for us. Marriott does that for us. Wyndham does that for us. You guys understand what I'm saying? Disneyland, they do that for us. Atlanta's resorts, they refurbish the resorts for us. So we're not spending money on refurbing product. That's why we can afford to pay more money in our compensation plan, like you're seeing right here below. There are 3 levels that you can come in as a TSA product holder in our company. It's coach class, business class, or first class. $250, $500, or $1,000 US, and then $99 a month, depending on what country that you are in. Look at this. These are the commissions that you can pay. And I'm going to jump off this screen because I don't want you to get too excited, but I want you to understand this is just a new bonus that we just implemented. Here's the part I want to slow down because this is what's going to keep you up for the rest of the night. This right here is what's going to cause you to want to build as hard as you can for the next 48 hours as you are building for your first commission in iBuumerang. Why? Because Sunday night at midnight is our cutoff in Dallas, Texas for commissions. So you have till right now to almost 48 hours, just a little bit under 30 hours from right now to build your first check by bringing in ambassadors who become coach, business, or first class. And I'm going to teach you how we do this if you decide to join us today. When you join iBuumerang, our compensation plan only allows you to build 2 teams. You have a left team and you have a right team. How many teams? 2. Binary, buy, 2. Dual, do, that means 2. So you can only build 2 teams. So let's just say that I have 2 people, and I do, that are watching this presentation right now, and they're my guest. Let's say you have 10 people that are watching this presentation right now, and they're your guest. Here's what's going to happen. If you're watching this presentation right now, you want to get to the person who invited you out immediately. And here's what you want to do. The reason you want to get to them immediately is because they can only build 2 teams. So let's say the 2 people that I got watching right now, and I can only build a left team or a right team. And both of those individuals send me a text message right now saying, Johnny, I'm in. So I will put one person on my left team, one person on my right team, and that activates my binary for weekly commissions. So I'm already making money in the business. Now, let's say we do another presentation tonight, and we will at 8:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. These presentations are on Facebook page for iBuumerang. They're all over YouTube. You can pick your favorite presenter. And you're doing presentations all the time just by sharing this. We have an iDecide technology that does all the work for you in presenting this opportunity. So let's just say I get a 3rd person who says yes today. So if I can only build 2 teams, where do I put that 3rd person? They would go under one of my first 2 people. So let's just say my first person on my left who said yes first, my 3rd person who says yes, let's say I put that person on the left side of my person on my left. So they're the first person in their team. They're financially benefiting from those individuals becoming ambassadors and the ambassadors that they bring on, so forth and so on. So if that one person turned into 500 ambassadors in the next 3 years, that will be 500 ambassadors in the person on my team's left. So the person on my team is making money off of me. In our compensation plan, the builders, the people who are going to build, you will make money from the people who are above you, because they can only build 2 teams. So as I'm sitting here before you right now, and I'm not saying this to impress you, I'm saying it more to impress upon you. I've used the systems. I've used iDecide to build this thing. And the person who invited you out, they'll send you an iDecide and you'll understand what I'm talking about. I have about 78 personal ambassadors that I have brought into iBuumerang since October-ish. The first 2 people that I brought in, the other 70 something ambassadors went under my first 2 people. I still am sponsoring them, but in the binary, that's how it would look. And all of those individuals can be financially incentivized from the people that I'm putting in their team. So that's just a little side note, because in business, if you're in real estate, everything's about what? Location, location, location. If you're an investor, everything's about what? Timing, timing, and timing. Everything that goes on in the dual compensation plan is timing and location. So what location do you want to have in the person's organization who invited you to be here with us today? That's what you want to ask yourself. If you're not sitting with them right now, you need to be texting them and saying, I'm first, put me in first. Trust me, you'll be glad you did, and that'll make sense in the future. So you could be a standby in our company. Everybody comes in, $49, $50 one-time fee to join for the first year. And it's one boomerang customer. You get a boomerang customer site. You get 5 boomerangs. Remember, I told you, you send out 5 boomerangs and 5 people become customers. Those were your 5 boomerangs. All right. 25% of direct TSB, travel savings bonuses, 25% of the referral commissions, iDecide presentations, so forth and so on. I want to talk about this because I build at the top. I play at the top. You play how you want to play, but I'm going to teach you what I've done because I can only talk about what I've done. So becoming a coach class. Coach is the lowest level of becoming an ambassador. Coach class, this is above and beyond becoming a TSA. When you become a TSA, that allows you to be a representative of or an ambassador of iBuumerang. Now you're purchasing your product to get started, your packages. So in the iGo engine as a coach, hotel flights, you can see it for yourself. I get 10 boomerangs. So this will allow me to get 10 free customers. I can buy new boomerangs anytime that I want. And I would say, to get a customer, it's pennies on the dollar. Pennies on the dollar to get a new customer with iBuumerangs. And as you're building, you'll see why I say that in the future. The dual team, you'll make 10% of the compensation plan. Luxury experiences, it's $250. The business class, you look for yourself, that's 25 boomerangs. So you can get 25 customers, free customers right out of the gate. Of Of course, you could buy more boomerangs, pennies on the dollar as you build. You'll see why I say that as you're building in the future. 12% commissions. VIP level, that's $500 to become a business class. 1 week pre-sale. So you get announcements 1 week early before the masses or the coach class gets it. First class. I'm a first class member. I joined first class on day one. I play at the top. That's just me. I want to be the type of person that says, if somebody asks me, Johnny, what level did you come in at? I can look them right in their eye and I can say, I'm first class on the first day. If you're not first class, that's not a bad thing. I just like having the confidence of looking at somebody and saying, I'm all in. That's why you should join me. You should join my team because I'm all in. That's just something that I know for a fact that will move people to make faster decisions and to follow my lead. Business class, homes, marketplace, you get 50 boomerangs, 100% travel saving bonus on all eligible travel and activities. That's a heck of a lot different than just getting 50%. 50% in commissions on the dual team straight out of the gate. And it's $1,000 to become first class. Listen, guys, my job today was just literally to give you enough information to know that we exist. To give you enough information just to know that we're real, to give you enough information so you can come to the conclusion just what's obvious. We're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. So you can join us now, or you can join us down the road when it's obvious that we're not going anywhere. But let me ask you a question. Who do you think will achieve the most benefits? The most success? Those who joined us early on when we were ground floor, or those who jumped on the plane when we were soaring and in the air and it was obvious to the world that we're not going anywhere? See, it's obvious that Facebook isn't going anywhere. Instagram isn't, even TikTok, it's obvious they aren't going anywhere. It's obvious that Amazon isn't going anywhere. When was the best time to invest in Amazon? When it wasn't obvious. When's the best time to join iBuumerang? When it's not obvious to the world yet. It's not obvious to the world that we are a game changer. The world is at home right now and they are begging. They are begging for something to do. They are begging, how can I prosper in the midst of a crisis? Let us show you the boom. The boom is real, people. The boom is real. And there are people who are watching right now who couldn't even spell iBuumerang 30 days ago. And they're watching just like you're watching. And today they're a success story. And we're talking about 30 days ago. I've had more people advance and rank in the month of March, advance in their commissions in the month of March than I did in February, January, and December. Why? Because when people are hurting, they're more open-minded to something different. The mind is like a parachute. And sadly, most people won't open their mind until they're pushed against the wall and they have no choice but to open it, or they're going to go splat on the ground. Open your mind, people. Your mind is like a parachute. Open it. Open it. And like I said before, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, and I'm sorry if this offends anybody who's an ambassador in iBuumerang. If you don't do iBuumerang, do something in technology in a home-based business. I care to share entrepreneurialism with our planet. I just have a heart that people are learning to get their life back into their hands and stop depending so much on having a job and working for corporations and coming up with these fancy titles that don't mean nothing right now. You being the senior vice president of a marketing firm doesn't mean anything right now because of where we are in the climate. Me being a home-based business owner in iBuumerang since 2019 means the world. It means the world because financially, I don't have to ask anybody for anything. It's what I have built and what I'm building, and we're soaring. And so many people are soaring. I'm seeing single mothers make more money than they've ever made before in their life at home. Right now, the women in iBuumerang, it's the fastest growing segment of our business. Why? There's something about a mother. There's something about a mom that says, I'm not going to let my family hit the ground. In the midst of a crisis, I'm going to build. And I'm empowering every one of you, male or female, young or old. Do something. Build a safety net for your family. Do something that's outside the box of just getting a check when you go to work. iBuumerang, we are super passionate about building the finest, most lucrative home-based business owners on the planet through the Prib using technology. If you're going to start a home-based business, it better be in technology. And if it's going to be in technology, why not start with the #1 industry in the planet, which is travel, by using the #1 source on the planet that creates success stories every year, which is the internet and technology. The boom is real, people. The boom is absolutely real. We invite you to join us. Again, I have to end with the disclaimer, because again, iBuumerang cannot and will not make any guarantees about your ability to get results or earn any money with our program, information, tools, or strategies. Again, guys, what you put into this business is what you're going to get out. If it happens fast for you, congratulations. But if it happens slower than most, but you still get there, congratulations. If you knew that this vehicle in the next 36 months would empower you to never have to work for another person another day in your life, would you do it? Well, we'll see you in 3 years. The question is, will you be joining us in 3 years? Wishing you would have joined 3 years ago? Or are you going to join us now and be that testimony that we interview every week, new stories? We interview T. Gray. We interview new stories every week from people just like you who saw a presentation online that's home right now, dealing with what the entire world is dealing with, and you're making money from home, and we're interviewing you, and you'll say, I saw that guy in the blue shirt. I had no idea what I was watching, but he said something that moved me. Or I saw this girl, Fernanda, she was speaking in Spanish, the best Spanish presentation I've ever seen in my life. Or I saw Annie, who's in Canada, who was doing a presentation in French. Or I saw Andreas, who was doing a presentation in Greek. Or I saw Oz, who was doing a presentation in Hebrew. Or I saw Tyler and Jody that were in the United Kingdom doing a good old fashioned presentation in the good old fashioned English. Regardless of who did the presentation, we want to interview you as a success story in the near future. Get involved. You'll be glad you did. Thank you so much for your time. Get back with the person who invited you out. God bless you. Trust me, you'll be glad you did.
Every so often, there's a change, a disruption, something that has never been done before, a moment in time when everything changes, when change is needed the most. This is one of those times. What will happen when an icon in the industry enters the world's largest market with a brand new model? Records will be broken. Lives will be changed. And nothing will remain the same. If you're watching this, you could be there. At the very beginning of what will be one of the biggest shifts the industry has ever seen. Watch as we deliver on a promise and a new vision like no one has ever seen before. Whatever you do, don't miss it.